Hello, gardeners. I am here today at Union Chapel United Methodist Church. We are soon moving our offices here, and as you have been reading and hearing about, we will soon have worship here on August 22nd. On that day, we'll meet in this very space to further explore where God is calling us next. I want to really encourage you to be part of that service because we're going to really seek your input on that day, have you come and take a look around. So just want to make sure you get that August 22nd on your calendar. I am honored today to be with Pastor Elizabeth Gilbert, the pastor of Union Chapel United Methodist Church, Indy, Union Chapel, Indy.
Yes.
And we're going to I want to introduce you to our gardeners and start a little conversation about how we got here.
Very good. Well, thanks for having me here today.
Well, better yet, thank you for having me here and offering the hospitality you have already shared with myself and the staff of the garden as well as our board.
Well, we've been glad to have you around.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about you, about Union Chapel, and how it is possible for us to further explore becoming roommates.
Awesome. Glad to. As Carolyn says, I'm pastor here. I've only been here just 1 year. I arrived July 2020, COVID July, and this congregation was in the middle of a huge building project when I arrived. So I showed up last July, no people and a hole in the ground. And here we are a year later with a beautiful new building. Probably 60-70% of the building is new or renovated. And we've just got this wonderful space. And as God has been at work and reconnected Carolyn and I in some really profound conversations about ministry and the nature of the church, we've kind of come to this place where, gosh, we have space here, lots of it. You all are looking for some space, maybe for worship and some other things. What can we do together? And we've had conversations with our boards and other leaders. And so here we are now, really taking some next steps in, as you say, becoming roommates, and we're so excited about it.
Yes, absolutely. Tell us a little more about what goes on here at Union Chapel, not only on a Sunday, but during the week.
Sure. Yeah, we Sunday morning worship, and while it's at a traditional time, I'm not sure I'd call it traditional worship. I try not to label it, actually. We just worship. And sometimes it's a hymn, it's often contemporary music, something creative and interactive. We've been doing superheroes recently, so we've had capes flying and superheroes and all sorts of fun stuff. So worship on Sundays, and through the week we have all sorts of activities. We do a discipleship hour following worship on Sundays, and that's all about equipping ourselves to go out in the world and live as followers of Jesus. That's a hard gig. And most of us are not very well equipped for that. And even if we are, we need re-energized regularly. So we spend an hour in scripture and studying and talking so that we can go out and live for Jesus. And we have mission and outreach projects. We support regularly one of the local elementary schools. We have begun connecting with and supporting Trinity Haven in Indianapolis, a service, a place for LGBTQ plus youth and young people to find a home if they've been displaced from their home. So we're building that relationship, just doing all that we can to love the people around us with the generous love Christ has poured into us.
I bet you've driven by this church on a number of occasions, folks. It's right off of Haverstick and 86th Street. And perhaps you've noticed the beautiful flowers that are on the corner. Also, there's a children's play area, and then it looks a lot like a church.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So, but it's beautiful. This new space is positively beautiful. Now, you do have a daycare here during the week as well?
We have a preschool.
Okay.
Not a full daycare, preschool. They're a tenant ministry. They rent space from us, but it's a wonderful program, really focused on giving those little ones experiences in learning. They spend a lot of time outside and getting messy and doing fun things. So yeah, they're in the building during the week.
Well, that's great. So there's some activity going on here.
There is.
So.
Yep.
Well, we look forward, and we've shared in some conversation about moving some meetings here, and hopefully being right off of 465, we'll be able to engage more gardeners from the north side in being on this location with us.
Yeah,
so.
we're really handy. If you don't know where the church is, if you were getting off 465 to go to the Fashion Mall, instead of turning left to the Fashion Mall, turn right and you end up here. So it's real easy to get to.
That's great. That's great. Well, we look forward to sharing in this adventure and being open to where God calls. I think that Elizabeth and I have similar theological bents, and we also have known each other for years because we shared in ministry on the west side of Indianapolis for a number of years, you in Plainfield and me in Avon, and kind of came together in different times there as well as through conference events. So I do anticipate the Spirit calling our communities together in some way or another, and want to encourage you to stop by.
Absolutely.
To come and check things out, and then really plan on being with us on August 22nd for that day of worship and exploration for where God calls next. But again, thank you so much for your hospitality, and we look forward to where God is leading us forward.
Thank you. It's going to be exciting.